Welcome. This is the episode 3 of I Speak English, and as usual, I have a very special guest with me, Major Manzoor from the Bangladesh Army, and he is a retired Major of Bangladesh Army. And as you know me, this is Syed Wasi speaking, and we are launching the 3rd episode of I Speak English. Those who are new, for them, this is information that Center for Innovative Language Learning, CIL in short, has launched the first ever talk show on English that you have never seen before, probably in the country and outside. And our intention is to promote the idea of learning English, and also we are trying to promote that mistake is a part of learning. And that's why I am inviting in every episode a very special guest, a top level professional, to show you that they are also making mistakes in their speech, but still they are communicating because they have to. So we have to change the conventional idea of learning English in our country if we want to change the nation. And the first step is that don't bother about mistake, practice. So let's start this episode today. And as I said, I have with me the special guest, Mr. Manzoor. So I would like to ask Mr. Manzoor to introduce himself to the audience.
Good evening, gentlemen. I am Major M.D. Manzoor Aziz. I was in the army for around 23 years and I left army. Presently, I am serving in British American Tobacco for the last 6 years.
All right. So thank you. I'm trying to connect also with the phone to see your comments. So the thing will be that I will be also reading your comments to connect with you. And today I have also brought another dimension to this show. Although we have limitations of logistics and technological support, I tried my best to bring the audience with me tonight. So you will see our audience as well. They're sitting in front of me. So can you please clap for them, for the people? Yes. But the thing is that you must remember that we have some technological limitations. So still we are trying to connect that with them. They will also engage tonight with this program. Okay. And from today, let me tell you one more thing. And that is, okay, I've got the live notification there. Just give me 1 minute, please. Okay. Yes. Okay. So the thing is that from now, if anybody is interested to join this program as an audience, can contact me on the Facebook page of CIL, and probably we will choose you to come and talk to us, right? So that will be a part of your learning English. Okay, Mr. Manzoor, let me start with the question round. Okay?
Please.
So as usual, I'm going to ask you a few questions for the audience, and they will learn about you, and this way they will also learn English to some extent. So my first question to you is, which school did you go in your childhood or as a student, and how did you learn English?
In my primary stage, I was in HRS Prince Arkham English Medium School. From there, I had to shift to Bangla medium. And then after my college, I had to join in army, where English was compulsory. So through the passage of time, from my primary, from the English medium school, then we practiced English in the class, and gradually we used to learn mistakes. We used to do the mistakes while communicating, but we're not bothered about that. But once we joined in army, that was a hectic time for all of us. Not a single Bengali word is being used. So we tried, initially we faced a lot of difficulties for a month or so. After 3 months, everyone used to speak in English, and gradually it goes on like that.
Okay, excellent. So you, from him, you have heard that practice is the key. Without practice, like many Bangladeshis only think about learning English, but they don't go into the practice with the fear of mistake. But mistake is a part of learning. Everybody does that. So start with that. Okay, the next question to you is, it's a bit technical question. What is the difference between your learning of English in your past and today's learning system that we have in our country? Switch it off. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, in our childhood, what we used to do was to go to the school, then learn things, we used to practice, we used to read books, we used to see the movies, especially the Tarzan, double-deckers, and we were not bothered about the mistakes that we used to do. Thereby the fairness goes off, and we have learned a little bit from that too.
And what about today? Why the youngsters or the people, even the professionals, can't learn English?
Mistake is a learning process, I would say. If someone doesn't commit any mistake, he's not going to learn. So shyness matters a lot, and practice.
Okay.
Nowadays, the youngsters, they don't practice due to the shyness or some other reasons.
Absolutely. Okay, my next question to you, which is quite similar, that is there anything wrong with the teaching approach or the language centers that we have today? Or is it the learners who are responsible for that?
I think it's both a communication. Nowadays there are so many English language centers that they give you guarantee the initial stage without judging the capabilities of a student.
Right.
So the student goes there with the hope he's been guaranteed for 7 plus, which is not actually true. It depends on your capability. You need to practice, and practice. Only that is possible. So we are given a hope. With that hope, we are going and we are thinking it is achievable. No, it's not like that. You can try it by yourself, and only then it is achievable. So I would say, this sort of guarantee is not should not be given to students.
Okay. So yes, you also see there is a problem in the language teaching institutes, or also in the approach of the teachers, right? So probably this is the fact that most of the teachers are not qualified, probably. Anyway, so we have to stick to honesty while we are teaching English, because it is about the learners, not about you and your business. Okay, so but before I move on to the next part or other questions, let me tell you one thing. This program is intended to promote English language learning in the right way, and whatever we are saying and discussing here is not meant for any individual or is not meant to hurt any individual or any individual institutions. We are just talking about the practice of English teaching in Bangladesh. Okay, so Mr. Manzoor, do you think English can also be... Okay, before I finish the question, let me just read a few comments from there, because some people have written a few comments. So you can your comments or questions if you have any. Nazmun Nahar Sadia wrote, hello sir. Hello Nazmun. Maria Hussaini wrote, salam sir. Salam. I think you gave me the salam, or him, whatever it is. Rajkumari Konna, interesting name. She said, hello Wasiji. Hello Rajkumari. There are others watching. Okay. So the question to you, is it also important in the army?
Definitely it's very important for the army. The means of communication is Bangla. But once we speak to our community, that is in English, we get to do it in UN missions in various countries of the world. More so once we interact with high officials, the means of communication is English. It's very important for everyone, I would say.
Okay. So what would be your suggestion? That is a different question from English. I'm sure since you're an army personnel, some youngsters would be thinking they have already thought about joining army. So what is your suggestion? What should they have to do or have to have in order to be an army personnel?
That is one of the shortest way of establishing yourself. First of all, you need to have love for your country. Secondly, you got to be fit. And third is the mental determination.
Okay, great.
All three combined together, and you can be a military leader, I would say. Son of the soil.
And I think that love for the country is not only meant for army. We have to have that we seriously lack probably. Because suppose even for English language teaching, if you love your country, you cannot deceive your country, because the countryman is your country. You cannot deceive your country with fake guarantees and fake promises. So we don't love our country. Probably we only love money. Let me read a few more comments. Sheikh Tawhid wrote, that's great. Tawhid again wrote, it's really awesome. Tawhid again wrote, sir, I like you so much. Thank you. And Rajkumari again wrote, thank you sir, welcome. So you can keep writing comments, I will read. Okay, so we are now moving to the next round, which is a quiz round. And in this round, I'm going to engage my audience, but not now, after the first quiz. But the first quiz is for you.
All right.
And I have some prize for you in this round. Remember, guys, the audience, the idea is that to promote, as I said, a mistake is a part of learning. We are also promoting that people like him, who are top level professionals, they don't have any time. They're coming for you on my request. And they're also showing you that they're not even bothered about facing a quiz. Be it a mistake or right, they are ready to face. Are you ready to face?
Definitely.
Great. Yeah. So you have a few coins. Let me show you this. There are some words written there. You can see. With 5 words, auxiliaries and words, right? So I'm going to read a sentence from here, and you have to choose one coin from there which can complete the sentence from the gap. If you can give the correct answer, the coin is yours. So you will earn 5 taka. Okay? So that is your remuneration. Let me see out of 25 taka how much you can earn. First question for you. There will be a gap. He is dash, so he is successful. He is dash, so he is successful.
Hardworking.
Okay. Because after is, there has to be a kind of... you can clap. After is, there is a Adjective, right? And also successful, right? Hardworking, so he is successful. The next one for you. So he has already earned, my friends, 5 taka. Next. So they dash help.
Need help.
Okay, so that one, right? Need help. Absolutely. So again, he got it. Next one. Dash she want to be a singer?
Does she?
Does she? Okay, great. Remember, when you have a verb in present form, you have to use do or does. You cannot use am is are. For example, are you want would be a wrong question. Or also some people ask, are you understand? That will be wrong. Why? Because you have to say, do you understand? So you cannot just add am is are or are to make a question. It depends on the type of words. Verb goes with does or do for present form. The next one for you, Mr. Manzoor. How many jackets dash you buy?
Did you buy?
So he has won the 4th coin as well. So as usual, he's getting the 5th one because we only have one option. But let me read it for you. Dash it an interesting movie.
Is it?
Okay. So interesting is an adjective. That is why is. If it was a verb in present form, that could not be is. That would have been does or do. That is the point. So one more clap for Mr. Manzoor, who has earned 25 taka. Remember, we are not actually we are not a rich institute, so we are unable to provide our excellent guests any remuneration. But this is, I think, enough for them.
The precious one.
Let me read a few more comments. I think that usually the comments will come late here. One more comment added. Again, Sheikh Tawhid is writing a lot of things. Rates are blah blah. Very good. One more person, Shampa wrote again, wow, thank you. Okay, so now I will test your pronunciation.
Alright.
Okay, and then
I'm a little weak. No worries. It's a mistake.
So our learners will learn a few words pronunciation this time. Okay, and by this time you can also try connecting this light. Let me tell you again, this light is gone, so we are probably half white and half dark. Anyways, he's fair enough, so that's fine.
Definitely,
right? Okay, so these are the words for you. You can have grab this one. So I will explain the pronunciation if there is a mistake. There is any mistake. There may be a few mistakes.
Likely to be.
Okay, so can you read these words?
Bed. Bed.
Mm-hmm.
Safe. Heat. Heat.
Okay.
House. Zoo. Biology. Take.
Mm-hmm.
At.
Mm-hmm.
One. Execute.
Okay, so I found 2 mistakes. One is he said tech, that should be take. Whenever we have a in the middle, e at the end, most of the time, other than a few words like care, fair, the rest of the sound is a. Take, like you said, safe. And ate is 8, not at. So let me give the spelling of the words. bet, bat, bat, e and a. Safe, hit, 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 heat, a bit longer intonation. House, we say house, that is wrong. House. Zoo, don't say Jew, the sound is za. Biology, this time it is ja, not za. You cannot say biology. Then take, 8, 1, won, it is never own. Many Bangladeshis would pronounce own, that is wrong. Won, that is 1, I repeat, 1. Just the way you pronounce the digit. And execute, not execute, execute. Ka and sa sound. So now I'm going to engage my audience here. You can see our audience to when we switch the camera. Okay? Right. So we have this beautiful audience in front of us. And do you have the paper for the pronunciation? Okay, so she will read these words for you, and you can again hear her, and I'll tell if there is a mistake. Can you start, Shirley?
Bit, bat, safe, hit, heat, house, zoo, biology, take, 8, 1, execute.
Great. But I think you said beat, the first one, that should be bet,
Bet.
right? And biology, did you say it correct?
Biology.
Ja sound, right. Excellent. Pass it to someone else. Who else wants to read? I think Shahid, right?
So I made 2 mistakes. She did only 1.
Right.
That's great.
They're practicing actually, that's right.
Beat, bat, safe, hit, heat, house, zoo, biology, take, eight, one, execute.
All right. So that is great. I think you did a good job. Okay. So now I'm moving the camera again. Is it on?
Yes.
Good. So thank you for engaging in the task. I think you did a very good job because these guys are practicing with English with SIL, and they are PTE candidates. Like they are going to sit for the test. PTE is an English language test like IELTS, computer based. So you see, if you're in the practice, you did a very good job actually, right? So I'm moving now to the stupid fire round. Okay.
Please.
Okay. So one more comment added. The comments are coming slow here. If I cannot read anyone's comment, don't be disheartened because I will read only the things I see here and they come late. One more comment added. Zubairuddin wrote. Zubair is also our learner, right? He's not present today. Oh, I missed it. Now still continuing, Zubair. Okay. So stupid fire round. So in this round, I will ask him a few stupid questions. And since he is our guest and he is a contributor to this program, he doesn't mind with any type of questions. The idea of this round is that speak English, doesn't matter what kind of a question or topic it is, you have to be prepared for all types of questions and topics. The first question to you.
Right.
If you find a person who tells you that he or she has a magic wand with which they can teach you English in a few days or 1 or 2 months, and you can speak like British and American, what would be your reaction to that person?
It's a true lie, I would say. It's not possible to learn English within 1 or 2 months, other than you are on gunpoint. So it's not that easy that you think, but it's not that tough too. It's all about practice, practice, and practice.
So you're saying it's not possible in a few days or a few months, or at least not with the magic, is it?
Exactly, it's not possible.
So magic is you basically, your practice and time. There is no other magic. So if you see a signboard hanging with 7+ guarantee or this magic trick, that magic trick, avoiding is your choice, but my recommendation would be avoid. Okay? Again, this is not meant for any specific institution or individual. Don't take it personally, please. The next question, is there anything you want to change if you had a chance to go back to your past?
Yeah, definitely. I would say I would have gone back to my study life. I would have been more sincere, and where I'm standing today, I'm confident I would have reached somewhere else.
Okay.
Sky is the limit. It's
Right.
possible.
So he feels that he could have gone back to his study, right? So you see, that was a conditional question. If you had a chance, so would have, could have can be used to express those ideas. That is not real anymore. Next question. If there were 13 months a year, 1 more month added, what would there be any kind of change for you?
Well, I would say don't be that miser. I don't like to do the 31st after 1 month.
So that's fine, right? Otherwise you have to
Exactly.
wait 1 more month, right? For the 31st night. Okay, excellent. Next question. Is there any that is quite similar to the first question though. Is there any similarity between a con man, that is to say a fraud, and the person who offers fake guarantee or magic for learning English? Is there any similarity? Do you find any?
And for both these, there are one similarities. Both are trying to deceive people, which should not be, right?
Okay.
White should be white, black should be black. So if you're given with a false hope, I think it's not wise.
Okay. So the thing is that from my point of view, there is a difference though. The difference is that the con man is a con by nature and probably he is exposed.
Right.
But the other person is never exposed because that con man or woman is working under the guise of a teacher. So we have to know who's a con man or a woman and who's not. Again, we are trying to tell you through different questions and tasks that English is a lengthy process. It is possible, but you cannot fall for any kind of guarantee or magic. That is our fight. SIL's fight is that. We are fighting against all the odds, and these are that. Guarantees, fake magic, fake show. Okay, moving to the next question, which is a very interesting one. I'm sure you're ready for that.
Yeah, I do.
Do you remember your first love or that person or anything? Or what was your first love? Was it a person or anything else?
Well, no, I'm married, so don't put me on a gun point, right? But I would say definitely my first love was with a gun once I was a kid.
So you said girl or gun?
Gun.
Gun. G-U-N, gun.
Because I have to
Don't
go
be
back to my
confused.
house, okay?
Yes, Bhabhi is going. Yes, absolutely. Right.
Right. So I landed up with the guns. I served for around 23 years.
Mhm.
So that was my first love.
Okay, interesting answer. But you are not getting rid of it because I'm going to ask you another question. Obviously.
All right.
Is there any film actress whom you love or secretly admire, and why is that so?
Yeah, definitely I do. It's Madhuri Dixit. My wife knows, definitely.
Okay,
She
same
remembers
thing.
that too. The way of talking, her style, her dance, her interaction, it really attracts me.
So
My
Madhuri.
wife also tries to follow that.
Okay, so I'm sure you're trying to. I'm sure you probably sometimes tell Bhabhi to dress like Madhuri, right?
Yeah,
In Bangla we say dudher shad ghule mata.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. Though I have seen Bhabhi, she's also very beautiful.
thank you.
Match up to korte hobe, tai na?
Exactly.
Okay. So Himal D Gupta wrote, that is great. KH Maya Rahman wrote, I like to see your show. Thank you. Okay, moving to the last round. Again, the audience will be engaged, but after some time. This round is tongue twister round. Like our guest will read 3 sentences that are different, and basically these don't have any meaning. The idea is that if you read tongue twisters, they are fun to read, even if you make mistakes, and that actually clears your tongue. Like for English, different sound patterns. So you have these here. Okay.
Right.
So can you try the first one?
Okay, let me try. If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose?
Very good. If a dog chooses shoes, whose shoes does he choose? Excellent. Okay, so you see here sha, cha, za sound is there. So that is a practice of pronunciation. Number 2, please.
I used to wash my Irish wristwatch.
Okay, I wish to wash my Irish wristwatch, right? So if you read it fast, it becomes a bit, difficult for you to pronounce. Okay, the third one.
He threw 3 free throws.
Okay, the word should be through, not through. Through. That we often say through should be through. So he threw 3 free throws. Okay, so let me ask again 1 or 2 persons from the audience. So we will look at the camera there to read. Okay. All right. This time I will invite Sakib to read that one tongue twister, and then Arnav, get ready. Okay.
If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose?
Good. Choose.
Choose.
If a dog choose. Good. Pass it to Arnav.
Yes, I wish to wash my Irish wristwatch.
Okay. I wish to wash my Irish wristwatch. Very good. Okay. Pass it to Mr. Prabal. Okay. The camera. Does the camera cover him? Okay. A bit loud. Okay, because you are sitting far. Number 3.
He threw 3 free throws.
Good. Though it was slow, he threw 3 free throws. Excellent.